Hey everybody, welcome back. We survived the 5 weeks of all of the content that I filmed. And now we're back to making mouthwash and toothpaste again because, guys, I'm sorry. I never just have time to sit down and film. There's a lot going on. Many things. It's garden season. Chaos has ensued. We're trying to get the greenhouse up, the pool up, all of the things for the season. So welcome back. There has been some confusion in my comment section. And not necessarily confusion so much as you guys just don't actually know the parts of feminism that I've fallen for, apparently, because I get accused of having believed in a great many things that I've never believed in. So I decided today, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you a little bit more background of me and the crap I fell for and the things that I was told growing up and taught growing up that I knew I didn't want, but I was too much of a people-pleasing kiss ass to just say, no, this is not what I want. And I went on along down the merry path to, hi, I'm turning 36 this year and I don't have kids yet. So, welcome back to the Green Eyed Girl podcast. So I talk a lot about feminism and how much I hate it because I've encountered so many feminists first, and because it's got me here to where I don't have kids yet. I'm turning 36 this year. It's a little terrifying, but my husband and I are hustling to get out of debt so that I can stay home and raise our children, because there is no point in having children if you don't actually get to raise them yourself. I do not want to turn my kids over. I happen to be kind of like an obsessive personality type. So when I do things, I want to do them right the first time and well. So raising kids falls into that category in a very large way. So my mom and I had a really interesting conversation yesterday, and that's what set this off. She was asking me, what things about growing up inspired me in good ways and what things inspired me in bad. So I figured, I've had a lot of people accuse me of a great many things in the comment section recently, because even men, for some reason, really want to fight for feminism. Y'all, grow up. It's bad for you. They hate you, okay? Even if you fight for it, they'll step on you. They don't care. You say one wrong thing, you're ostracized. They don't want you, okay? I also get accused of being a pick-me. No, actually, I have come to these conclusions on my own. I have been picked. I have a husband. It's fantastic. I also get accused of being a grifter. Guys, you have to actually make money to be a grifter. I don't make any money from this. It'd be really cool if at some point I did, but that's not why I got into this. I got into this because I literally couldn't sleep at night. It came into my head one day, and the longer I fought it, the worse it got, and I couldn't sleep. And the minute I started filming and putting stuff out there, I slept again. So that's why I'm here. Anyway, so a little bit of backstory. I was a girl who was raised to walk into a room with my head held high, my shoulders square, and have a very firm handshake. It's the same training my brother received. Because my parents didn't know any better. My mom always kind of had this thing that she said of, if I'd have had better parents who actually cared, I could have become something. But my mom actually won the game by not having those things, and she knows this now. Like I said, we had a great discussion yesterday. She always says her very favorite thing that she ever did was be a stay-at-home mom. Her favorite thing that she ever did was raise us. Not sure why she likes us so much. It's just a whole thing. And to some of you moms out there who like really love your kids, okay, that's my mom. Like, I think she said yesterday that she over-mommed. But my mom was always crazy about us. But somewhere in the back of her head, she had it that like she could have been better if she had parents who cared. But it actually saved her a lot of brainwashing to have had crappy parents because she wasn't super engaged in school and all of these things. Like, it was actually a really good thing because she had 3 kids by 32 and the rest is history, okay? She had me and my brother, then she had my sister 6 years after me. So she had 3 kids and she got to stay home with them. It's kind of a great, beautiful thing, okay? And it was her favorite thing ever. All the kids wanted to come to our house because our mom was home. When they got in the car with us after school, my mom asked them how their day was, and most of them had working moms who didn't ask such questions. So, you know, it was really a beautiful thing. But somewhere in the back of her mind was that like cultural programming of you could be better. So I got good grades, and I didn't get good grades because it was easy. I got good grades because I killed myself to get them. But I really loved to learn. I still do. You all have kind of figured that out, I'm sure. I read a lot of books, and I've really been enjoying that. So, you know, she always encouraged me in school. And I loved the learning aspect. Don't misunderstand. Loved to learn. But because I excelled in school, she thought that that was what I wanted. It was not. All I really wanted was to get married young and have kids. But I was really good at school, and that's what I got praised for, and I knew that's not what I wanted. I hated it all the way through. If anybody ever tracks down my roommates, they all hate me. I hated college. Hated it. Didn't like the roommate thing. Didn't like any of it, except for the learning. The learning's fun, but you can learn anywhere. You don't have to go pay a crap load of money to do it like I did. So I went to college. I went to college for 6 years. I got 2 degrees, I minored in a couple of things just to kind of expand. And I got praised the whole way through for doing it and for working that hard, and I hated it. I cried all the time. And just, it was the worst. And then, of course, I get working. Same thing, you know. It's not really what I wanted. It's not really where I belong. I'm good at it. That's the unfortunate circumstances. I'm good at it, and I'm, like I said, I'm kind of an obsessive personality kind of person. So, you know, if I do it, I do things well. And so I've done very well in my career, and I fight for it, and I strive for it, and I won't stop because it's, you know, bills have to get paid, things have to get done. But it's never been fulfilling. It's never been something that just like fills my life with so much meaning. It was really something that I thought would just kind of be a pit stop on the way to, you know, having kids and all of that. But as most of the red pillars point out, like I said in previous podcasts, these guys, they may not be great at giving a solution to the problem, but they are excellent at diagnosing the problem. Yet men don't want like hardcore career women who are like me, okay? The ones that are kept up at night by the problems at work and who truly deeply want to solve them. And just, like I said, I'm an obsessive personality type. I can't help it. It's, you know, I make homemade toothpaste because I read a book and learned all of the things about how detrimental toothpaste is to your gut. And so here I am, okay? You all hang out with me enough now to understand. I do crazy things because there's reason for them. I want my husband to be healthy. I want to be healthy. So here we are. We do lots of meal prep. We do lots of things like making homemade toothpaste and homemade mouthwash so that our guts are healthy, right? We figured this out. I know you figured this out if you listen to me. So, those are the traps that I fell into. I fell into the traps of like get an education, and of course I was the first on my dad's, well, I was the first really, I think, on both sides of the family to get a college degree. And it was a big deal. It was a very, very big deal. So, big deal. First one to get a college degree, bragging rights for the parents, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, I get a job and I'm good at it. And I get a lot of praise for being good at it. But it's not where I wanted my life to go. It's just where I let it go, right? So it's the thing about radical self-accountability. Knowing that it wasn't what I wanted, I still let it all happen. It's my fault, okay? But these are the things I fell for. Now, being in work, I had friends. I had lots of friends coming into the Trump election. I started working in 2015. So, by the time 2016 election came around, I had lots of friends, and I knew, we disagreed politically, but it didn't make us any less friends. We all hung out. We talked at work. But a whole bunch of these girls, the day of the Trump election, I posted on Facebook. Mind you, this is back when I fell for things like, voting rights. You all know I'm repeal the 19th now. I said, exercise my right to vote this morning. # make America great again. And those women never spoke to me again. Okay? That is not the kind of feminism that I fell for. We had a guy that we used to work with. Brilliant guy. A little bit of tism. And he looked at me shortly after Trump got elected. It was like the Women's March bullshit day. I don't remember exactly what they call that nonsense. But he comes up to me and he says, Liz, why are you at work? What are you talking about? Well, women are all taking off work to show how valuable they are to the workplace. They're all out marching. I said, I don't believe in your feminist bullshit. You can't prove how valuable you are to work by not showing up to work. I'm here. I'm valuable to work because I'm here. I don't buy into your feminist bullshit. And of course that got like a big bunch of laughs, but it turned out that like all of the women who'd stopped speaking to me had not shown up to work that day. So valuable, guys. So I'm ostracized by the feminists. Never believed in abortion. I always kept seeing that the end of feminism was witchcraft and new age BS. Women who bought into feminism got really into yoga and all of these things. And I didn't understand it, but I knew the Bible was the truth. I just didn't understand why. But I was watching, all of these women around me that were super into feminism get sucked into the yoga doing and all this new age crystals and all that. And I was like, yeah, I just am not here for that. Not my thing. I also didn't hate all men. Never have. Not my thing either. I grew up with wonderful men. I have just my father and my stepfather, my grandfathers. I just have had a life full of wonderful men in my family, and I never understood the man hate. So feminists have hated me. Hated me. But what I bought into was the conservative church girl feminism bullshit. Okay? So I believed in career, I believed in education and all voting rights and men and women are equal and blah, 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 blah. They're not. They're just not. And it took me listening to red pill content to really snap me out of that. So please understand, I have been deeply hated by the feminists forever because I don't buy into their new age hoodoo BS, which it turns out feminism was all founded by occultists and communists and all of these just horrifically satanic people. And yeah, I never bought into that, but I could see that was the end wave. And then I read Rachel Wilson's book and I was like, well, no wonder I'm seeing that, right? I'm seeing all of these people claiming to be witches. I have people who just, in my life, that I lost friends because they started having abortions and I was out. I said mean things. True things, but they thought they were mean. And I apologize for none of it. I'm right. So I watched all of this unfold. I've been deeply hated by the feminists because I didn't buy into the mainstream feminism collective. But I did make the mistake of buying into education and voting rights and working hard and all of these things. And I bought into the lie that you can go and you can get an education and you can work a job and then you can just stop at any time and go have kids. But that's not true. It's not true, because once you get into all of this stuff, all of a sudden you have student loans that need to be repaid. You have mortgage that needs to be repaid. You have car payments that need to be repaid. They get you into the debt trap. Now, I paid way down on my student loans. I lived very, very lean for the first several years out of college. And that was before, prices really started to go up. 2019 is where I started having a little bit more trouble. I was forced out of where I was living that was super cheap. I was in an apartment that was like $500 a month, but they'd been bought out and they were renovating, so I was going to have to move. So I moved into a place that was a little bit more expensive, and then my car died and I had to get a car payment, and you see how all of these things start to compound. And of course, my husband, we didn't understand the debt trap. Like it's a normal thing to have car payments and mortgage and all that stuff. Funny thing, when you want to stay at home and my salary pays the debt, that's literally what my salary covers. My husband's pays for us to live, mine pays for our debt. Really hard, really, really hard to get out and stay home when you're in that much debt. So we pay double. We're paying double on my car. We're snowballing it down. I do not pay any payments on anything right at the line. We overpay on everything. And that's why my salary pays our debt, because it's paying it down faster. Our life is really simple. You guys, I live in a barn. All right, I'm DIYing toothpaste. I meal prep. We are not like high class, highfalutin people. We drive very economical, very reasonable cars, but it is still debt. So ladies, especially conservative ladies that are buying into all of this BS, wake up. You may not be a radical feminist, but you are indeed a feminist. And to all of you in my comment section who keep saying, if it weren't for feminism, you wouldn't be able to have this podcast, open a dang book. Go look back at history. If women were really that oppressed, your psychotic feminists who started all of this shit would not have been allowed to go hold rallies and do all of these things. They would not have been supported by a whole bunch of men. They would not have had to ban women from the vote on whether or not voting rights should be legalized. They had to ban women because it was so unpopular. They didn't listen to women. They listened to the progressive men who wanted women in the workforce, women to vote, so that they could manipulate them and pull all of their communist shit in and pass all of their stuff. Funny old world. So, that's my story. Brief synopsis. I'm writing a book. There will be more. But yeah, hated by the feminists. Hated by the men who accuse me of being a feminist. And I'm neither. As a matter of fact, I want the 19th repealed. I want feminism to end. And I want Christian patriarchy back, because it's better for society. And it would have been better for me. But go look back on your life. Analyze all of the BS that you fell for. And all of the BS you might be falling for now, because the conservative girl feminism BS is on the rise again. Just go look at Turning Point USA. All it is a bunch of we're the girl boss. No, reject it completely. It's evil, it's demonic, and it's unacceptable. There is nothing being conserved by feminism. It's just middle of the road progressive liberalism. So, wake up to the BS. Come out of your slumber. Reject it entirely. I'm sure I'm still going to get called a pick me. I'm sure everybody's still going to come at me in the comment sections. But I do hope that this clears it up just a little bit of, I got radically woken up by red pill guys, actually. Like Myron Gaines said a lot of things that just like really hit home. Andrew Tate said a lot of things that really hit home. They challenged me to like really look back at my life and take responsibility for my shortcomings and where I screwed up. And I screwed up way back when I was 18 and I went to college even though I didn't want to, and I should have been looking for a husband instead. Should have fought for it. Should have said, no, this isn't what I want. Shouldn't have sat and cried in a dorm room every day of my life. Not worth it. None of it's been worth it. So ladies, don't fall for it. Don't let anybody tell you what you want in life. Don't let them convince you that you want to go and have a career and all of these things, especially if deep down you really don't. Just don't do it. Find a man, settle down, have kids. I'm telling you right now, it's the better option. If what you want out of life is to have kids, and this is at any point, you're halfway through your degree and you hate it all, just be done with it and move on. It's really okay. And I wish I had done that. Every day of my life, I wish I had done that. And I didn't. I just kept on doing the right thing. Because I was smart and, you'll be an engineer. Funny thing about being an engineer, there's a lot of student loan debt. Good salary, like bang for buck. You know, it was worth it monetarily. Not worth it when you want to have kids. Just so you know. But I hope you all have a lovely Memorial Day. I hope it's much better weather wherever you all are at than where I'm at. It has been like rainy and cloudy for days, though we had a little blip of sunshine this morning while we were sitting out. It was lovely. But I hope you all have a fabulous day and a great week ahead. I'll talk to you next week.